I never anybody, but I got something to do with that. I got the streets on my back, carry it like I'm moving the. I told him the hunter, like he trying to move it up. It was like 11 in the morning, skipping school, that's a truancy about it. I made me some rest in the morning, I had me up by the morning, I had me some breaks by the morning, I had a six by the morning, I got on a meat on the morning, the rest keep me up on the podium, I had a in my shoulder, you got a picture, you got the picture me, Pacific ice on my ocean, ready for war like I'm Russia, ladies should never look luggage.
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 19 on EA Sports. On tap is what should be a pretty good matchup between the Washington Redskins and the Baltimore Ravens. With that, let's get up to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. There to call all the action, we welcome in our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, thanks. CA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Inner Harbor and M&T Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. The two teams emerging from their respective tunnels a minute ago to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. They're all set as their Ravens will match up with the Washington Redskins. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden, and Charles, kickoff moments away. Quickly, what are you watching in this one?
The offensive line for both teams, because both teams have a terrific pass rush. They've got to keep their passers upright. If they have a chance to do that, they can both thrive on offense and move the ball downfield.
Set to go now in what could be called the Battle of the Beltway. The Ravens and Redskins are underway. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Time to see Washington here on offense for the first time in this ball game. And you look back to last year, Alex Smith at quarterback had that nasty injury week 11. They also had Colt McCoy, Mark Sanchez, Josh Johnson all make starts at quarterback. So we'll see where they are under center in 2019.
Now, you mentioned Josh Johnson. He had been out of the league for a while before he came back and made starts and actually got a win for Washington down the stretch. So, as you mentioned, where does that leave them? Well, you look at free agency. Is Teddy Bridgewater available in New Orleans? Joe Flacco in Baltimore? Ryan Fitzpatrick in Tampa? Do you go to the draft and evaluate quarterbacks there? I think all of that is on the table, and it might also be a trade possibility within the league for maybe a veteran quarterback that someone's looking to deal.
A good pickup there at 22. First carry for Adrian Peterson. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Here's Johnson to throw on second down. And fights through one man. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 6 yards on the pickup. And just like that, it's third down.
And they insert their dime package, 6 DBs here on 3rd and 6.
Expecting pass all the way.
Let's go!
Looking to throw. Johnson. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So on fourth down, the Redskins will call on Tressway to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Out comes Lamar Jackson, who's the youngest quarterback to start a playoff game one day before his 22nd birthday. Unfortunately for him and the Ravens, it was in a loss to the Chargers. But, great finish to the regular season. Lamar Jackson led the Ravens to a 6-1 finish down the stretch to claim the AFC North.
And didn't he break the record for youngest quarterback to start in the playoffs? Wasn't that Michael Vick?
That was Michael Vick, yeah.
Before that, similar players, both of them exciting, great legs. Had to learn how to use the arm a little bit more. And I think that the playmaking ability that Lamar Jackson has, everyone would take that. Got to take care of the ball better and be more consistent throwing the football. But I think the future's awfully bright for that young man.
Set! Blue lining! Blue lining! Detroit! Detroit!
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. That's an experienced DB picking off a rookie, and sometimes those experienced DBs, they love going against the young pups, don't they?
And I go back to the offseason, had a quick conversation with him about, hey, when you play younger quarterbacks, what's it like for you? And he says it's like being a boxer. I give him a lot of different angles, a lot of different looks, and a lot of times I just bait the young guy.
And there he baited him right into the interception.
Let's go! Brad 38! Brad 38!
First down, here's the run with Peterson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12.
Come on, let's go! Brad 38! Brad 38!
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Josh Doxson's got it complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. Got a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course. Offensive starters time, Charles, for the Washington Redskins.
Let's look at Josh Doxson, the wide receiver out of TCU. Grew up in Fort Worth. His mom works at the university as a vice president. He actually went to Wyoming first, transferred back to TCU, and boy, is he a high flyer. Throw it up in the air, he'll go up and get it.
Here we go! Brad 38! Brad 38!
On second down, Peterson. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Brandon Carr there to make the stop.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Back to throw. Johnson. He gets it complete to Harris. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage. So now on fourth down, the Redskins will hand things over to their kicker, Dustin Hopkins. from the left hash. This from 46. And Hopkins' kick is good. And it's 3-0 as the Redskins strike first. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he's watching that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
Following the made field goal for 3, Hopkins now to kick it off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. No gain, and it's second down. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Now it's Jackson throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Nick Boyle that time. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. On 3rd down, Jackson. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. And on the ground they go with a running back. Space to maneuver at the 40. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
You don't have to be a finished product to show some pretty good glimpses of what could be in this league, and we just saw an example of it on that nice run there. When I looked at him coming out of college, I saw a guy with raw, terrific ability. I couldn't wait to see how it was going to be harnessed and polished up in the NFL. In fact, some people thought he could play a little slot receiver as well as run the football. This guy has the ability to be a big-time player with more seasoning.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And this will be incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Leopard.
To throw is Jackson. To throw again. Incomplete. He was trying to force it in there to Crabtree that time, and it's 3rd down.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Set. 3-19.
Jackson now to throw on 3rd down. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. Now prior to the snap, we hit all zeros as time has run out on the first quarter of play. It's a 3-point game here early. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you. It's the Ravens who have the football, and they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Jackson now on 2nd and 10. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, Jackson forced out to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Here's Jackson to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Ryan Kerrigan leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Back down.
Here's Jackson. Steps away to his left. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal?
Hurry up, here we go. Green.
Jackson buying time to his left. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line.
3rd and goal, they decided to throw for it, but how about the play defensively? Couldn't find anyone open, left him nowhere to go with the football, had to absorb the sack.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. This will be caught at about the 6. A great open field tackle is going to stop him shy of the goal line. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone, and that will force a turnover on downs. The Washington Redskins, as they make their way back out here, you know, they're coming off back-to-back 7 and 9 seasons now. Yes, they had the injuries at quarterback. But, yes, there was a time when you thought the NFC East was theirs.
It certainly was. Remember, they were 6-3 at one point. And people were wondering, could they ride the legs of Adrian Peterson to a division crown and into the playoffs? But injuries hit them in a big way. At one point, partner, down the stretch, the two teams that led the league in guys on the injured reserve list, Washington and Oakland. The brothers Gruden, head coaches of both teams. I was teasing both of them saying, do you guys compete at everything? That's not something you want to compete for. So they had a bunch of injuries that really derailed their opportunity to try and win the division.
Trying to get back to the playoffs soon. They haven't won a playoff game since 2005. And not much here as he'll get it to the 11, maybe the 12-yard line. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
Here we go. What? None. What? None.
They'll run it. Here's Peterson. And he will have the first down as he's up to his 17-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Johnson now throwing on first down. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. But he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
For Baltimore, Charles, if you look back to this season, it was pretty interesting. They start 4-5. You think John Harbaugh may not be there. He's on thin ice. Joe Flacco's at quarterback. But then Lamar Jackson comes in, and everything changed. Their whole offense changed.
It certainly did.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Fabian Moreau. And the return won't go anywhere. They'll be back deep in their own territory at the 2-yard line.
Pass interference. Defense.
Thought he had the pick. Flag comes in for PI, so cancel it out.
Interference. Oh, the killer for them. Thought they had a nice play. Instead, they'll be marching off yardage against them.
So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break.
All right, here we go.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. A great play there. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Ravens are in for 6. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Tucker with the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. Marshall now, the return. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
With that ball hitting the ground, let's take a spin around the league real quick. You know, last week we discussed the head coaching vacancies. There were 8 of them. Well, a lot of those places have already found new coaches, Charles. Some old faces in new places. Bruce Arians. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Looking to throw. Johnson. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on 4th down. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense.
Anytime a fake doesn't work, we usually focus our attention on the guys that were unsuccessful. But how about the defensive guys? They have to plan all week. They have to prepare all week. Special teams, it looked like they were educated for that one.
Educated on their toes and getting a big stop. Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Jonathan Allen able to drop him for a loss of 4.
Gone! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone!
On 2nd down, Jackson. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit!
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27, and they will take over at the 29-yard line. And by the way, I need to pass along a reminder that our ladder for the Madden Challenge Tournament is still open in MUT Drafts until February 11th. And the prize pool for the Madden Challenge, folks, $190,000.
And who wouldn't want to participate in something where you could get a piece of $190,000?
That's what I'm wondering.
Get in, get it done. Let's have some fun.
And now we look at Josh Doxson. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? 2nd quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us. But sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. Here's Peterson as they begin on the ground. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Well, the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Here we go!
Handoff comes to Peterson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here, 3rd and 14. So we're at halftime here in the Inner Harbor with the hometown Ravens on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one has been a hard-hitting affair to this point, and you gotta expect we'll see more of the same in the second half. And to bring the action your way, let's get it right back out to Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.